So our youngest riders now taking to the track, aged between 6 and 10 years of age. Warwick Brady will lead them away with Harley McCabe alongside him. Tayo Collymore and George Bowes make up the second row of the grid. And then it will be Nathan Ellis-Ward and Ty Butler on row 3. Zach Weston starts this one from 7th on the grid with Ruby Booth in 8th. Thomas Bond will start 9th with Joseph Mostica in 10th. 11th will be George Wood with Jordan Thomas in 12th. 13th will be Jack Newton with Ralph Croft in 14th. 15th will be Daniel Stevenson. 16th will be Billy Carter. And Soren Rasmussen will start this one from 17th. He wasn't able to set a time in qualifying, so we'll also look to check whether he's actually made the start for this one. Parents and carers out on the grid in the fluorescent tabards. They'll be around the circuit giving guidance to these young riders who are starting out, as I say, starting as early as 6, some of them. And in the grid I just read out, you'll have no doubt heard some surnames that you recognise from other classes as well. Great to see families getting involved here, and we're away. Warwick Brady leads them away, although it's not a good start there. And I think Harley McCabe may have stolen the lead there as they work their way through. It was a brilliant start there for, I believe that was for McCabe. I'll confess I was looking at the timing screen when that started. But as they all work their way through, it's a good clean start there as they head out of 3 and back up the circuit. And uniquely for this class, I tell you what, it's a bit of a workout for the parents to run up and down this circuit in this weather as they work their way through. It is indeed Harley McCabe who got that start. So McCabe with a brilliant start from second place. Not the first time we've seen a good start from second, and it's worth bearing in mind that second place, that's why Warwick Brady is at the side of the road. There he is, you just saw him very briefly in shot. Warwick Brady has had some kind of issue. So disappointment for Brady, our pole sitter. It's all come to tears quite quickly there. So McCabe is at the head. There he is. And you can understand the disappointment there for Warwick Brady. He had a brilliant position on the grid, but it didn't want to go. So Harley McCabe, your leader. Tayo Collymore in second at the moment. George Bowes is third. Ty Butler fourth. And what is the gap that McCabe has? I'm going to look at it as they come around this time. 6.4 seconds to the good is Harley McCabe here. He really has had a superb start to this one. Tayo Collymore and George Bowes are close together in a battle over second place, which is, I believe, what we're looking at here on your screens. Yes, it is. And then behind them comes Ty Butler, Zach Weston, Nathan Ellis-Ward, Ruby Booth, Joseph Mostica, George Wood, Jordan Thomas in 10th. Thomas Bond has just got past Ralph Croft for 11th place. Daniel Stevenson, Jack Newton and Billy Carter. But Warwick Brady is still at the side of the road, and I don't think it looks like he's going to play any further part in this one, sadly. We're looking here at Tayo Collymore in second, leading George Bowes through 4 and 5 and onto the back straight here across the finish line and into the double right-hander. I'm still going to call the double right-hander the final corner. I think that makes sense in my head, even though it effectively starts the new lap because of the difference between where the start and the finish line are located. So good battle developing here between Collymore, Bowes, Butler, Weston. And then Nathan Ellis-Ward is some... oh no, he's part of this as well. Excuse me. It's Ruby Booth, who's a few seconds behind them, running in 7th. She's got a gap in front of her and a gap behind, so she'll be looking to keep the pace up, and if she can, get on terms with this pack of bikes ahead of her. They're very close together this time through. 11 seconds the gap that Harley McCabe has, and it's exactly what he needed, being one of the key players in this championship. Jordan Thomas has just got past George Wood for 9th place, further down the order, but we're rightly looking at this fantastic pack of bikes, 2nd down to 6th. Tayo Collymore, George Bowes, Ty Butler, Zach Weston and Nathan Ellis-Ward are all separated by mere tenths. I think just going past some of the traffic there. Rider doing well to pull over to rider's right and just allow that battle through. Sensible riding there, important to get the racecraft, the skills together there. I think it was Billy Carter there, so good riding from Billy, aware of what's going on around him. Harley McCabe has a very comfortable gap now at the head of this one. Difficult to see how this one's going to go away from him, aside from any mechanical issues. He just seems really hooked in to this on good pace, as he has done pretty much all season. Tayo Collymore still with the bragging rights here in the battle over 2nd. It's all as you were. Oh, and there's a challenge there, is there, for 3rd place? Was that Butler going up the inside of Bowes there? And they're just working their way through the back markers there. Yeah, I think they might be. I think they're still the same order. I have to say, this is one of the tightest packs we've seen this year in this class. Because we've got riders who are just starting out and you know, they cut their teeth in this class. You can sometimes get more field spread than you would in other classes, but this is a really good pack of bikes here in this battle over 2nd. These 5 riders involved in this, working their way through the traffic, which is another important skill for them to develop. You've got to get through the traffic cleanly and efficiently. Order stays the same in this battle. Tayo Collymore, George Bowes, Ty Butler, Zach Weston and Nathan Ellis-Ward. Thomas Bond has just got past George Wood in the battle over 10th place. So there are changes going on throughout the field, and Jordan Thomas has just got past Joseph Mostica for 8th place as well. Back up the circuit they come, and still Collymore. You can see Zach Weston on the 35 bike, the blue detail bike. I'd say the one with orange wheels, but they're really popular in this class, are orange wheels. Oh, it's so close across the line now between Tayo Collymore and George Bowes. They've got a bit of breathing space over Ty Butler and Zach Weston. Nathan Ellis-Ward has dropped back just a little bit through the traffic. Jordan Thomas and Joseph Mostica still having a good battle out there. We're looking at Ty Butler and Zach Weston here. Zach Weston right on the back of Ty Butler. This is the battle for 4th place. And he's got the job done by the looks of it. I think that's Butler through. Oh no, excuse me, Butler was defending from Zach Weston, but it did look like Weston had a very good run on him there. So this is really good battling from these really young riders. Can Zach Weston find a way past Ty Butler Tyler Collymore has a bit of breathing space over George Bowes, so that's maybe settled down just a little bit. I emphasise the little bit because it's still mere tenths that separate them, but definitely Ty Butler and Zach Weston close together on track at the moment, and Nathan Ellis-Ward is right with them as well. So going through your shot now, if you're watching on the stream, there's Tyler Collymore with George Bowes just behind him. Ty Butler, Zach Weston, and Nathan Ellis-Ward then comes through your shot, and you can see how close to the back of Butler is Zach Weston. These riders doing well to absorb the pressure that they're put under here in this class. This is some of the best racing I think we've seen, or certainly the longest time spent racing close together that we've seen in this class throughout the year. It really is quite good stuff here from these riders aged between 6 and 10 years, don't forget. And Collymore now has a bit more pressure again from Bowes. The gap has gone down on that last time through. Apologies for not mentioning our race leader, but Harley McCabe is really just riding superbly at the front of this one. Controlled pace, fast pace, and he's got good control here. You can see here how Weston has such a good run out of chicane 1. We've seen that over the last couple of laps. He really does carry the speed well through there. And has he got a run on Butler at all into the bottom of the circuit? No, this is where Butler seems to have a bit more of the pace. And indeed, Nathan Ellis-Ward gets onto the back of Zach Weston somewhat through 3. But then Weston's back with Butler. This is fantastic tit-for-tat stuff. They really seem to have the pace, quite pace differences at different points in the lap. It's really good to see. Weston, though, here pulls to the inside. Is he going to have a move on? Yes, he is. Lovely move there as Zach Weston gets past Ty Butler for 4th place. Brilliant, brilliant riding. And now Butler will need to be careful because Nathan Ellis-Ward will be looking to see if he can capitalise on this situation. But really nice move from Zach Weston. Bided his time, waited for the opportunity and got the run there over the finish straight. As we're now on to the last lap, and we need to look to pick up Harley McCabe, our leader, who's just been riding so well. He's coming through chicane 1 and now heading down towards chicane 2. He has ridden superbly. Fastest lap of the race by quite some margin. Just coming out of 3 now and heading back up. So Harley McCabe has just got to guide it around the last few corners and victory will be his. He's in amongst a bit of traffic, but that won't matter a bit. He's dealt with it superbly already today. Look out for the number 7 crossing the line now. And there he is. Harley McCabe takes the win. We've barely seen him, but that really is a testament to the fantastic pace that he's had at the front of this one. He just had an incredible getaway. And it stayed that way from then on. The battle for second place will ironically be the last to cross the line. Tyler Collymore does take the second place, well deserved from him. George Bowes in 3rd. Zach Weston finishes 4th after a brilliant battle with Ty Butler. And respect to both of those riders and indeed to Nathan Ellis-Ward. They really rode brilliantly in that pack of 3, fighting over 4th, 5th and 6th respectively. Ruby Booth finishes a very respectable 7th place. Jordan Thomas 8th. Thomas Bond 9th. Joseph Mostica finishes 10th in the end with George Wood in 11th. Jack Newton finishes 12th. 13th for Ralph Croft. 14th for Daniel Stevenson. And Billy Carter finishes 15th.
Hello and welcome to Funbikes TV. My name is MJ and today I'm going to introduce you to the M2R 90R Mini Supermoto Pit Bike. This is the Supermoto race version of the 90R Mini Pit Bike, which you can find out more information by visiting funbikes.co.uk or by following the link below. Currently raced in the Bambino class in the British Mini Dirt Bike series. It's fitted with all the essentials for this format. Alloy reinforced handguards, crash bobbins, mag wheels, oil catch tank and a gripper seat to list a few of the essential features on this bike. The bike is kickstart only, no battery or electric motor to save on weight. It features a 4-speed race pattern gearbox which is semi-automatic without the clutch. The bike is super tough, designed to be raced and ridden hard. It is built to take it all. This has been a short review for the 90R Supermoto, which you can order now from funbikes.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching, and let the fun begin.
So, our Funbikes and M2R Junior SM90 Bambinos, our youngest riders, now take to the track for their second race of the day. Warwick Brady will lead them away. Now, he'll be looking for a good race here because he wasn't able to start. Effectively, he got just a few yards before had to pull off to the right of the circuit and couldn't get going again. Harley McCabe, our race winner from earlier today in this class, will start second. Tyler Collymore starts third. George Bowes in fourth. Fifth will be Nathan Ellis-Ward. Ty Butler will be sixth. Zach Weston seventh. We saw a good battle between Ty Butler and Zach Weston earlier on. Ruby Booth will start from eighth. Ninth will be Thomas Bond. Joseph Mostica will start from 10th. 11th will be George Wood. Jordan Thomas 12th. 13th for Jack Newton. Ralph Croft 14th. 15th Daniel Stevenson. Billy Carter 16th. And Soren Rasmussen starts from 17th on the grid. And we're away already. And again, Brady has not had the best start there. McCabe has gone to the head of the field almost immediately. He is still going though. Everyone got away off the grid. But Warwick Brady definitely dropped back somewhat there. There is McCabe on the 7. Keep your eye on him. It looks like Zach Weston is up to third. Actually, I'll call it as they come around now. Harley McCabe is in first. Second place is Ty Collymore with Zach Weston in third. Fourth is Ty Butler, then it's George Bowes, then Warwick Brady, Nathan Ellis-Ward, Thomas Bond, Ruby Booth, Joseph Mostica, George Wood, Jordan Thomas, Jack Newton, Ralph Croft, Daniel Stevenson and Billy Carter round out the 16 bikes. So I'm going to say that Soren Rasmussen hasn't taken to the start of this one. As once again, do not be surprised if you see a load of additional people out on the track in fluorescent tabards. Those are the parents and carers guiding these young riders around the circuit here. There is Ty Collymore leading the battle train for second place. Once again, McCabe looks to have got a little bit of a steal on the field. I'm going to try and keep up with some of these good luck messages coming in, but obviously it's a very popular class. As Warwick Brady there goes past, is that George Bowes? I think he just went past there. Harley McCabe leads. Ty Collymore in second, Zach Weston third. There it is. Your battle there. That's Ty Collymore on the first bike with those orange details, and then Zach Weston on the blue bike, also with orange details. And Weston has a think about it into the double right-hander. And with them is George Bowes on the 67. Green and black overalls he's wearing. And what I haven't covered is that, as far I'm going to double check this looking out the window, but Warwick Brady has got himself back up the order according to my timing here. Yeah, indeed he has. So after not the start he would have necessarily wanted, Warwick Brady has got himself up into second place and is setting some impressive pace here. Just took the fastest lap of the race, 49.296. That is some impressive pace. We're going to have to keep an eye on this because the gap's only 5.8 seconds We're, though, looking at the battle over third place here. Tayo Collymore, Zach Weston and George Bowes. Good riding from these three so far in this one. And then behind them, another good battle between Ty Butler and Nathan Ellis-Ward. Through the horseshoe they go. Just going past Billy Carter there. He's doing well, just maintaining good consistent pace. Obviously this is a class where riders gain their experience, cut their teeth as it were. Gaining experience all the time. Jordan Thomas has overtaken George Wood on that last lap to get himself up to 11th. The charge of Warwick Brady has been halted somewhat. Harley McCabe is now matching him on pace. But still an impressive ride from Warwick Brady. I'll confess he managed to just get back up there to second place without me noticing. Such was his advance up the field. So clearly found the pace. And look at this. Is that George Bowes having a look at Zach Weston? He was having a look, but it wasn't on there. He's looking racy as Bowes. And he's just given a bit of breathing space to Tayo Collymore in the black and white get up. And Zach Weston on his blue and orange bike, and then the white bike and green and black overalls of George Bowes. Support coming in for Tayo. Oh, rider down there. And that is, couldn't quite make out from the shot I just caught there. Where, oh, it's at turn, it's the first chicane. It's at the first chicane. Rider is up on their feet. A bit winded and dazed maybe. They are up, there you go, at the side of the track, getting attention. So the race can carry on. And the rider and bike all recovered to the side. I'll confirm exactly who that is in a moment. And it was Jordan Thomas who was down at the entry into chicane 1. Thank you to everyone getting your support in. We've got support coming in for Jack Newton, for Tayo Collymore, and understandably loads of support coming in for Warwick Brady. Harley McCabe, though, has recently taken the fastest lap, though, of 49.249. So at the moment, McCabe doing what he needs to do to hold on to this one. We're still watching Zach Weston and George Bowes working their way through some of the traffic here. Four laps to go, and Harley McCabe is heading towards his second win of the day. Warwick Brady is making up for a disappointing first race where his bike came to a stop almost immediately and running in a strong second at the moment. Tayo Collymore is in third, and he's managing to pull a gap here on Zach Weston and George Bowes, who are both locked in a brilliant battle over fourth place. Ty Butler is some 3 seconds back, and he himself is under pressure from Nathan Ellis-Ward, so that's a good battle to keep an eye on in 6th place as well, on the 97 and 08 bikes respectively. Thomas Bond is then in 8th place. Ruby Booth behind him in 9th. Joseph Mostica rounds out the top 10. George Wood in 11th. Ralph Croft is 12th at the moment. Jack Newton runs 13th. Daniel Stevenson running in 14th. And Billy Carter in 15th. Jordan Thomas out of the race, but happy to say he's fundamentally okay. He's just there at the side of the track, talking to his, I'll presume his dad, his parent or carer. Guardian, that's the word I'm after. Anyway, George Bowes, jinx to the inside there. Has he got an opportunity against Zach Weston here? No, he doesn't. But every lap, he just looks like he's gaining confidence there. Some really good battling today. I've been very impressed by these young riders. Six to 10 years of age, remember. But Harley McCabe has had the measure of them today, and he is about to be shown a last lap board to start his final lap of the day, which, pending any issues, will take him to his second race win here at Lydd. And he will receive the last lap. No, I'm picking out the wrong rider. Let's focus on the race that's going on here. Still Zach Weston defending against George Bowes. Tyler Collymore has more or less got up the road. Now Harley McCabe receives the last lap board and goes on to his last tour of the circuit. There he is, just flashing through shot there. That's the 49 of Ralph Croft. And then there is your race leader, Harley McCabe. He's just had a response for everybody today. Warwick Brady has just set a faster lap, but it's not going to be enough. And still McCabe holds on to the fastest lap of the race, incidentally, a 49.249. Here he is then. He just has to get himself around the horseshoe, and Harley McCabe will take his second win of the day. It's a win in the Junior SM90 Bambinos for Harley McCabe. He takes the checkered flag. And then we look for Warwick Brady. Crosses the line in second. Maybe a case of what might have been, but I think he can be very proud there of coming back with the second place. And he had some impressive speed there. I think he can take that and some real momentum going forward into the year. Tyler Collymore comes round to finish in third place. Now he comes around to finish in third place. There we go. And a good ride from him. And Zach Weston and George Bowes can be very proud of themselves for a race-long battle there. Finishing fourth and fifth respectively. Ty Butler finishes sixth. Seventh is Nathan Ellis-Ward. Thomas Bond finishes eighth. Ninth for Ruby Booth. Joseph Mostoka rounds out the top 10.